Hello, this is the trade site U.S. stocks, the Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday the 2nd of October and ending Friday the 7th, 2016. Hope you're having a good weekend. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. Look at that, 5 days in a row, very flat, very narrow action, really poor, one of the worst, slowest weeks of the year. We're half size. We remain half size. We actually came back from Labor Day at the start of September looking for action to pick up so we could go back to full size. It hasn't. This happens sometimes, some years. We remain half size, slowest time ever in Forex, so don't risk a lot of money. There's just no movement. Let's go through the major pairs, then we'll look at the intra-week action, then we'll look at the data coming out this week. Here's the euro dollar, obviously also flat, been stuck between the two green and red static trend lines for a while now. They're only 300 pips apart. There's just nothing going on there. Pound, again, if pound breaks the lows under 1.2800, that does not look good. That'd be a significant breakdown point, but so far not actually breaking that. Aussie also very flat. Pound yen, same deal. If it breaks the lows, that would be obviously the pound could get worse post Brexit. So that's it. Everything's flat. There's nothing else to really say. Let's just go through the individual pairs for the week. Here's the euro dollar in 30-minute candles, and as you can see, high to low of the week, and that includes a move down and back on Friday. Excuse me, 120 pips. And if you take out that move down and back, it wasn't even 100 pips. This is a pair that trades 120 pips per day on average. Barely did that for the whole week. That's almost untradeable, in my opinion, unless you're just doing some reversals off the secret Comer. Here's a look at the pound, 140 pips, high to low. Just as boring. I mean, there's just really not much to talk about. No reason to go up your size. No reason to try harder. Don't get hurt in slow markets. Let's go through the data coming out this week. So Sunday here, Australia's on a bank holiday. Tenkan manufacturing and non-manufacturing indices out of Japan. MI inflation gauge out of Australia. Bank holiday also in China. Final manufacturing PMI out of Japan. Germany's on bank holiday for Monday. Retail sales out of Switzerland, Spanish and Swiss manufacturing PMI, along with Italy's, France, Germany's, and the broad European sector, and then the UK. All of them coming out. And then Canada does it. And then the U.S. does it in the morning here in the U.S. on Monday. Construction spending out of the U.S., ISM manufacturing prices, total vehicle sales, monetary base out of Japan. Tuesday, also bank holiday for China. Building approvals out of of Australia. Rate announcement out of Australia. 10-year bond auction out of Japan. Takes us into Tuesday around the world. Japan's consumer confidence, Australia's commodity prices, Spanish unemployment change, UK construction PMI, European PPI, nothing here in the U.S. at all. China stays on bank holiday for the third day of the week. Retail sales out of Australia, Spanish services, Italian, French, German, European services PMI along with the UK. Retail sales out of Europe. German 10-year bond auction. We got the ADP non-farm employment change out of the U.S. Trade balance out of Canada and the U.S. That's one of our big three each month, so that can move the market. Be half size. Well, we're going to be half size anyway. It'll be less than half size ahead of that Wednesday morning. Final services PMI here in the U.S. ISM non-manufacturing PMI, factory orders, crude oil inventories. That's the weekly number. China remains on bank holiday. I'm guessing it's the whole week at this point. 4 days in a row. Australia's trade balance is Wednesday night. Yes, China's on holiday all week. German factory orders, Swiss CPI, Europe's retail PMI, housing equity withdrawal out of the UK. That's a new one. I've not heard of that before. 30-year bond auction out of the UK. Challenger job cuts out of the U.S. Canada's building permits. U.S. weekly unemployment claims and weekly natty gas number. Japan's average cash earnings and leading indicators going into Friday. German industrial production. French government budget balance. French industrial production. French trade balance. Halifax HPI out of the UK. Manufacturing production out of the UK. Goods trade balance and industrial production out of the UK. Employment change here in Canada, unemployment rate out of Canada, the unemployment rate here in the U.S., that's one of our big three. So again, less size ahead of Friday night than even the half size will be at anyway. IVPMI out of Canada at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday. U.S. wholesale inventories. Got some Fed members speaking. We're starting to see some of the time changes. Next weekend there's none, but we had one this weekend. We're about a month away from all of that wrapping up. That's it. So a couple key numbers like the trade balance and whatever, but all we're really looking for here, let's be honest, is for the market to start moving again. This has been really slow. August and September can be that way. Unfortunately, September really was, and that's it. Until something gets moving, we don't have much to say. We just protect our money and get ready to have a great year. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading